Hey guys, I thought today I'd read with you The Snail and the Whale. This is the tale of a tiny snail and a great gray blue humpback whale. This is a rock as black as soot, and this is a snail with an itchy foot. The sea snail slithered all over the rock and gazed at the sea and the ships in the dock. As she gazed, she sniffed and sighed. The sea is deep and the world is wide. How I long to sail, said the tiny snail. This is the whale who came in one night when the tide was high and the stars were bright. A humpback whale, immensely long, who sang to the snail a wonderful song of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves. This is the tale of the humpback whale. He held it out of the starlit sea and said to the snail, "Come sail with me." This is the sea, so wild and free, that carried the whale and the snail on his tail to towering icebergs and far-off lands. With fiery mountains and golden sands. There were waves that arched and crashed, that foam that frolicked and sprayed and splashed the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. These are the caves beneath the waves where colorful fish with feathery fins and sharks with hideous toothy grins swam past the whale and the snail on his tail. This is the sky, so vast and high, sometimes sunny and blue and warm, sometimes filled with a thunderstorm, with ziggity lightning and flashing and frightening to the tiny snail on the tail of a whale. And she gazed at the sky, the sea, the land, the waves and the caves and the golden sand. She gazed and gazed, amazed by it all. And she said to the whale, "I feel so small." Then came the day. The whale lost its way. These are the speedboats running a race, zigging and zooming all over the place, upsetting the whale with their ear-splitting roar, making him swim too close to the shore. This is the tide slipping away. And this is the whale lying beached in the bay. "Quick, off the sand! Back to the sea!" cried the snail. "I can't move on land. I'm too big," moaned the whale. The snail felt helpless and terribly small, then cried, "I've got it," and started to crawl. "I must not fail," said the tiny snail. This is the bell on the school in the bay, ringing in the children from their play. This is the teacher holding her chalk, telling the class, "Sit straight, don't talk." This is the board, as black as soot, and this is the snail with the itchy foot. "A snail! A snail!" The teacher turns pale. "Look," said the children, "it's leaving a trail." This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail saying, "Save the whale." These are the children running from the school, fetching the firemen, digging a pool, squirting and spraying to keep the whale cool. This is the tide coming into the bay, These are the villagers, shouting hooray, as the whale and the snail travel safely away. And they sang to the sea as they all set sail. Oh, no, I skipped a page. Back to the dock, and the flock on the rock, who said, "How time's flown, and haven't you grown?" And the snail and the whale told their wonderful tale of shimmering ice and coral caves, and shooting stars and enormous waves, and how the snail, so small and frail, with her looping curly silvery trail, had saved the life of the humpback whale. Then the humpback whale held out his tail, and on crawled snail after small snail. And they sang to the sea as they all set sail on the tail of the gray-blue humpback whale. The end. These books are so cute. This is by the author who did Room on the Broom and The Gruffalo. I love them. These are my 3 favorite of her books. She also has a sequel to The Gruffalo and a book called The Stick Man, and those are good too. They have the same sort of like rhyme scheme as these ones do. They flow really well. But yeah, I'm just so glad I could share these with you. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you again for another story. Until then, stay happy and stay safe. Goodbye.